Hello guys! Welcome everybody to Mando Monday. This is the series where you guys ask the questions and I, of course, answer them. This could be to do with anything related to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO investing, or maybe something to do with a future operation or possibly Source 2, considering that's being the huge talk of the town for CSGO at this point in time. And of course, if you have any questions about me personally or something to do with Star Wars or like the LEGO collection in the background, feel free to ask. And if you have a question for next week's video that you guys want answered, make sure to leave it down in the comments of this one or anyone to be exact. The easiest way for me to find it is if you say Ask Mando and then ask your question, but I'll answer any question. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe for weekly CSGO content and 2 bi-weekly series. I'm continuing and starting to do more and more often, that being CSGO News, which has started up recently, and of course Mando Monday, which essentially is a community Q&A about anything to do with me or CSGO or the future of CSGO that are just general questions. And before we hop into the questions specifically for this week's video, here's a quick word from our video sponsor, SkinsMonkey. Now, today's video sponsor is, of course, SkinsMonkey. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with what SkinsMonkey is, they are currently the biggest growing Counter-Strike Global Offensive trading marketplace for skins, which is absolutely amazing, with great fees as well. Let's just say you guys have some skins you're really not feeling anymore. SkinsMonkey is the best way to trade them. In this trade, to be exact, I actually profited 18 cents, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but considering it's a trading website, it's actually very, very good. Sign up today to get up to a $5 bonus, which is very nice. And if you've never used the website before, well, you can use my code MANDO, go up to the top right, you claim that bonus. And if you guys want to deposit with real life cash or crypto, you get a 25% deposit bonus, which is very, very nice. So the first thing and first question and comment I want to get out of the way is something to do with some drama, and I just want it to end. I don't want any hate going towards me or this other person. And essentially this started and stemmed from the video I made the other day talking about the truth of Source 2, where I essentially talk about how Source 2 really isn't all of that, because I've been seeing content creators not really understanding or knowing what Source 2 is, and I feel like it's confusing a lot of the people in the public, and they're making them think Source 2 is something else, but it's really not. And I talk on how at the beginning when it comes out, it's going to be probably most likely really bad. It's going to cause a lot of bugs, a lot of crashes, a lot more problems than it will be good, but it's going to be better for the long run of CSGO. Things aren't going to look and change right off the bat. It's going to take years for that to happen, but it's more of a future proof for Valve and for CSGO in general. And this question specifically stemmed from that video, and this came from Neb, and he said, "This has to be a joke." A few hours after Luke's video, Suka Hotfire posted the same one, pretty much saying the same BS. And the reason I picked this and I wanted to get rid of this is essentially I don't think he was copying me in any way. The CSGO scene, especially on content, one, it's kind of hard sometimes to see when someone's copying you. I've had instances where I feel like I've had other people creating the same amount of content as me or making the same videos, because they're like, oh, this guy got really good views in this video. That's also pretty original. I'm going to do something similar to that and just change the title. And that's happened to me, I'd say 5 or 6 times the past couple of months, but I kind of just let it slide. I don't really care. I know at the end of the day that I'm the one who came up with the original idea, but since the CSGO scene is so hard to make videos on because it's so old, essentially, everything's been done. This was also a huge talking point on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure he follows some of those people. At the end of the day, I just think it was a coincidence. No shade, no hate towards him. He ended up changing the title and thumbnail, which that's pretty good. But at the same time, I mean, for when I upload a video to YouTube, one, this kind of tells me that I feel like he doesn't really interact with other CSGO YouTubers or talk to any of them or look at anyone else's competition or videos, for an example, which is not a bad thing, but it's a decent idea. Like, for example, me and Master Shiny, I kind of feel like I have a rivalry or competition with him sometimes with videos. When he uploaded his agent video, I had a video ready to go for that day specifically, and it would have looked like I was copying him. But instead of that, I'm going to delay my video a couple of weeks on agents specifically. It's just stuff like that. Sometimes you have to delay things or push it further down the line, because also it hurts both of your videos at the end of the day. If you have 2 videos the same day on YouTube, especially in the CSGO scene, that are relatively the exact same, not as many people are going to click on both of those. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, I don't think it was any sort of copying whatsoever. I think it was just a pure, really bad timing sort of situation. But let me know what you guys think. I don't know. It was a 2-hour difference, so sure, that's enough time to make it, but I don't know, and I also don't really care. Now, our first real question up here is, of course, from Adrian. He says, how is your Riptide sticker investment? And thank you for asking me. This is actually a pretty good idea and pretty good question. Well, let me say right off the bat, looking at the Operation Riptide sticker collection and the Riptide Surf Shop collection, they are both doing extremely well at this point in time. Now, for me personally, I was one to sell the majority of my operation stickers right after the operation because we saw extreme all-time highs at the time of the Miami Tier 6 sticker in the Surf Shop collection go to $7 or $8 at that time on the Steam market, and I bought them for $2 and $3 and $4. So I was like, this is a good time and a good opportunity for me to sell them because I don't know if it was going to be like past previous operations where some of these stickers just really don't go up over time because there's so many of them. And this was also a problem I saw with Operation Riptide. There were so many stickers released in a very short period of time. There was over 300 in 2021, which is not good whatsoever because there's too much saturation on stickers. And I think that's what's happening to Antwerp, but that's what I thought originally this was going to happen to Operation Riptide. But I still think that. I think right now we're just in a high period with everything in the game. But things I bought were the Miami Tier 6 Holo, the Miami Flame Tier Holo, so those are two pretty good looking stickers for a very cheap price. Some strafe stickers, some other ones, but mainly those ones specifically. And of course for the Riptide sticker collection, the Liquid Fire Holo and the Liquid Fire sticker. I've made videos the past couple of months talking about future operations and how to prepare for those specifically. If you guys want to check that one out, I kind of suggest you do for the next operation, but also take it with a grain of salt because a lot of people are most likely going to do this exact sort of situation and sort of thing where they buy these items because they were deemed successful in the past. And that of course being a Liquid Fire and Liquid Fire Holo, these types of stickers where they have a holo version that also look really, really good. These can go on pretty much any weapon. These have gone up so much in a very short period of time, and same with the Liquid Fire Holo. I still have a few here and there. I'm still holding on to them. I feel like in the future they might go up a little bit, but in the next couple of weeks, I think this is going to be a good opportunity for maybe me to drop some off on the Steam market. I'm not sure. If they start dropping a little bit, I probably will sell a little bit of them because I feel like we could go into a situation where we had a Battlescarred Holo situation where after the operation, about 6 months after, we saw the Battlescarred Holo go all the way to $750 on the Steam market, and it really hasn't reached that point since. And I feel like maybe we could be reaching that with the Liquid Fire Holo and of course the Liquid Fire sticker, but only time will tell. So these investments in CS were pretty successful at this point in time. Let me know what you guys think and how our years are doing. Now our next question up here is actually very interesting and very intriguing for me, and this is why I picked it. And this is Ask Mando. How would you improve the Overwatch experience and efficiency? Most people don't care about Overwatch because they don't get any rewards. After like 5 to 10 reviews, you'll get a couple hundred XP, nothing special. So you kind of said it in your question. Valve and people in general need rewards to do this specifically. This is a waste of time. I think maybe you can do 5 to 10 games, get a little more XP, but I think what would do it for most people is if they actually get a real Overwatch case where someone is cheating, which 90% of the time, if you're going into an Overwatch, most of the time someone is cheating. Once they get convicted of cheating and they get banned, you should get a drop in CSGO, or maybe every 5 to 10 matches, you should get a drop of an Overwatch, and it's maybe separate from your regular drop every week. This is another way to get an extra drop on top of that. This could be a Bravo case, this could be an older case in the game, could be something new like the Snake Bite, an active duty, non-active duty. Obviously, the non-active duty ones, the most expensive ones, will be extremely rare, but it's still possible. Like the Hydra is still possible to get, but it's very rare, I believe at this point. I would say something like that would be extremely good. So you have your regular drop that you can get throughout the week in a team deathmatch or a competition. You play your weekly game, you get your drop, there you go, you get off. This is another way for you to do that, but also combat cheaters. And at the same time, I feel like Valve needs to move away from Overwatch. I just don't believe enough people want to do it anymore. It's a cool idea, and it's something not a lot of other games, if not any other first-person shooter on the competitive side of things has. It's just no one cares for it, you know? So I would say rewards are great, but I think in the next couple of years, they need to get rid of this system specifically and just get a better anti-cheat at the end of the day. But great question, though. I think that was really cool. Let me know what you guys think and how you would change the Overwatch system and make it a little more efficient. Now, our next question up here is, of course, from, let's call you Ashton. He says, Ask Mando, what do you enjoy doing other than CSGO? So great question, my man. Right now, currently, the past, I would say 4 months, I've really been enjoying Fortnite Zero Build. It's something that's completely different from CSGO, and I'm just enjoying it so much. On top of that is Modern Warfare from 2019. This is my favorite Call of Duty probably since I would say Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 from 2010, 2012, and it's just really fun. It's on the verge of being realistic, but it's also still a first-person shooter, and I really much enjoy that. And it's so different from CSGO, it's kind of like a break. And what I've been doing recently, instead of playing on my PC, I've actually been playing on my pretty big TV in my current setup on my couch, which is really awesome. I enjoy doing that rather than playing on my PC. It doesn't feel competitive. It doesn't really feel like a job. It's just relaxing, and that's what I do to decompress after making a whole bunch of videos or just chilling throughout the day. Also, on top of that, I have a Lego channel for YouTube specifically that is kind of a hobby right now, which is pretty exciting, I know. And if you guys want to go check it out, if you are interested in Lego Star Wars, I maybe suggest you do. I don't upload a whole lot, but I'm trying to upload maybe 2 or 3 times a week because the videos take so long to make. But of course, that's just a hobby. Now, our next question up here is, of course, from Heavy, and he says, "Ask Mando, how are you doing today?" I'm doing pretty good. I kind of just woke up a little while ago, trying to fix my sleep schedule to get on a better schedule to start streaming very soon, and of course, use my time more efficiently. Some days and some weeks, I go to bed, at a decent time, wake up at 6 and 7 in the morning. Other weeks and other days, I wake up at 10 a.m., maybe 3 p.m. just because I've been really up late for videos or just because I'm playing something like CSGO or maybe it's Call of Duty, who knows. But I'm trying to fix that and just write out a better schedule, especially for all this to really work at the end of the day. How you doing today? Now, our next question and comment up here is from Exhale, and he says, "The last thing Valve will do, killing their game by removing skins," which I completely agree with. This was on a recent video, I believe, where I talked about the future of Source 2 and the future of CSGO, why, kind of similar to the drama situation, it's not really going to be all that. And I talked about how Valve will probably most likely never remove CSGO skins or introduce a newer version. And the reason I made that video and made that comment, and this guy made that comment, is I had to talk about it because people were kind of worried and was up in the air for discussion because a little while ago, TDM Jesus made a video on this situation. I don't think it was bad. I think it was a good video that he made. It kind of made a lot of sense because people did have the question, but I feel like it just stirred up too much stuff. It's a kind of a stupid question and a stupid answer at the exact same time. This guy pretty much said it in this comment specifically. Valve is not going to kill their game by removing CSGO skins. Out of all the gaming companies, I would say Valve is probably the most smart out of all of them. 99% of their money comes from CSGO skins and CSGO cases. If they somehow change that where you can't trade skins, they would get devalued. People wouldn't be able to open cases because they wouldn't care, and it wouldn't matter anymore. So they just wouldn't do it. They would go bankrupt, they'd go broke, and it just doesn't make any sense why they would do that. Now, of course, our next question up here is from Master Shiny CSGO, the YouTuber, and he says, "How old you be?" I don't know. No, I'm in my 20s, early 20s. What about you? What about you guys? How old are you guys? Our next question up here is, of course, from Rookie, and he says, "Is it still worth investing on some M4A4 skins?" And this got a lot of replies, which is pretty interesting. And pretty much all of them were saying that it's too late and you've missed the train. And I am going to have to agree on that specifically. I think this was something to come for a year or so, and this is something you had to get on really early. I would say about 10 to 12 months ago, like early. And I was one to make a couple videos on it saying this was pretty much the only opportunity to do so. You might be able to do this in the next couple of years, but it also really doesn't help right now that CSGO skin prices are very much inflated. They are going down a little bit, which I want to talk on and touch on in a video later this week. But yeah, it's just something you've kind of missed that train and missed that boat on. Maybe try and get on the next thing, something maybe similar to this, but it's going to be hard to tell what that's going to be exactly as well. Now, our next question up here is from VIP, and he says, "What do you think about the future of Star Wars movies?" So as you guys know, I don't mind Star Wars myself, and well, right now, probably nothing good. Star Wars this past little while has been nothing but garbage in my personal opinion. I think Kenobi was horribly written, and this is a whole other thing with just Disney in general. With Disney Plus, when they released it, it wasn't so bad. It was kind of a cool idea, but what they're doing now is they're trying to have a TV show start when a new one ends, and it's constant shows, which is great, but you're also seeing the reduction in quality. We're getting quantity over quality, and it's really showing on a lot of these shows, and you can see it on Kenobi. The CGI is horrible. The same with Book of Boba Fett. The writing was just so bad. It's not the way to write that character. The Mandalorian was pretty good. The Clone Wars Season 7 was good, but those really weren't written by Disney, even though they were. They're written from people who worked with George Lucas before, and there's just a huge difference. I mean, not to say George Lucas wasn't about money. He obviously was, especially with like the Ewoks. He literally wrote the Ewoks to get more toys, but it really shows that Disney only cares about money, and the sequels were done so horribly wrong, especially for the fans. It's hard for me to want to watch new Star Wars content, if that makes any sense. I am one to just watch the older movies, the original 6 movies, and that's what I enjoy. I watch the Clone Wars, I watch the Mandalorian, I'll watch the Ahsoka show and things that are connected to the older movies, but that's really about it. It's hard for me to give new things a shot, especially when they're trying to connect all these new TV shows and new movies towards real life events and real life problems in our world specifically right now. When I would say the main reason people watch Star Wars is to get away from that universe specifically, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's like, I don't want politics in real life to somehow interlap and intertwine with me watching Star Wars from a new TV show. I want to get away from that, and that's why I am watching Star Wars, not see it more and more. So it's just really, really annoying, and I wish it wasn't like that, but that's just how I feel Star Wars is going, and I don't really see a change anytime soon. Now, our next question up here is from Malnar, and he says, can we see the revolver case hit $1 in the near future? So, near future? Probably not, but in the future, yes. I would say in the next couple of years, most likely. Now, if we take a look at the revolver case on the Steam market, it's currently sitting at 40 cents, which is very good. And from when I bought it, and most other people on this channel maybe did earlier on in late 2021, November and December of that year specifically, it was 10 to 11 cents. Now it's 40. And the reason that jumped so much is because of the player count, skin prices are inflated, and also just really high in general because people are liking and playing CSGO more, therefore making cases more expensive because people are unboxing more stuff. In this case, what's so special is it's got the old OG knives in it, pretty much besides the chroma finishes. No one cares about any of the skins in this case, it's only those. So that's why it's risen so much in price. And well, if we continue down this path, I would say the next year or two where CSGO is just really expensive, there's more players coming to the game, there's just players that stay in CSGO, I would see this thing maybe going to $1. I would say, if I had to guess, in a year, year and a half. I would say year and a half plus, but that's just my personal opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. And of course, buying into this right now, probably not the best idea. And that's just with any CSGO item right now. It's just hard for me to suggest that. It's been hard for me to suggest it this past year because things are so expensive from where they once were just 7 months ago. And well, guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video for Mando Monday. There was quite a few questions that I answered, I would say pretty in depth. If you feel like I didn't answer it well enough, I'll try to get to you guys in the comments. Once again, if you guys have a question for next week's video that you guys want answered, make sure you leave it down in the comments, ask Mando, and then ask your question. Do my best to get to it. Peace out, guys.